ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणम् तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधेतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। नत्वा श्रीभारती तीर्थविद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरो
नत्वा श्रीभारतीतीर्थविद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
अधीमहे पञ्चदशीं कैवल्यपदसिद्धये।
अधीमहे पञ्चदशीं कैवल्यपदसिद्धये।
बाढं निद्रादयः सर्वे नुभूयन्ते न चेतरः।
बाढं निद्रादयः सर्वे नुभूयन्ते न चेतरः।
तथाप्येते नुभूयन्ते येन तं को निवारयेत्।
तथाप्येते नुभूयन्ते येन तं को निवारयेत्।
स्वयमेवानुभूतित्वाद् विद्यते नानुभाव्यथा।
स्वयमेवानुभूतित्वाद् विद्यते नानुभाव्यता।
ज्ञात्र ज्ञानान्तराभावात् अज्ञेयो नत्वसत्तया।
ज्ञानान्तराभावात् अज्ञेयो नत्वसत्तया।
माधुर्यादिस्वभावानाम् अन्यत्र स्वगुणार्पिणाम्।
माधुर्यादिस्वभावानाम् अन्यत्र स्वगुणार्पिणाम्।
स्वस्मिंस्तदर्पणापेक्षा नो न चास्त्यन्यदर्पकम्।
स्वस्मिन्
स्मृतदर्पणाक्षणो न
सदर्पणाक्षणो न
चान्यदर्पकम्
चान्यदर्पकम्
अर्पकान्तरराहित्येऽप्यस्त्वेषां तत्स्वभावतः
अर्पकान्तरराहित्येऽप्यस्तेषां
तत्स्वभावता
तत्स्वभावता
मा भूतथानुभाव्यत्वं बोधात्मा तु न हीयते
मा
मा
भूतथानुभाव्यत्वं
भूतथानुभाव्यत्वं
बोधात्मा तु न
बोधात्मा तु
हीयते
न हीयते
स्वयं ज्योतिर्भवत्येष पुरोऽस्माद्भासतेऽखिलात्
स्वयं
ज्योतिर्भवत्येष
ज्योतिर्भवत्येष
पुरोऽस्माद्भासतेऽखिलात्
पुरोऽस्माद्भासतेऽखिलात्
तमेव भान्तमन्वेति तद्भासा भास्यते जगत्
तमेव भान्तमन्वेति तद्भासा भास्यते
तद्भासा
जगत्
जगत्
येनेदं जानते सर्वं तत्केनान्येन जानताम्
येनेदं जानते
जानते
सर्वं
सर्वं
तत्केनान्येन
तत्केनान्येन
जानताम्
जानताम्
विज्ञातारं केन विद्यात् शक्तं वेद्येतु साधनम्
विज्ञातारं
विज्ञातारं
केन विद्यात् शक्तं वेद्येतु
विद्येतु
साधनम्
साधनम्
गतवर्गस्य अन्तिमश्लोकः एषः by going through the previous shlokas you can follow the meaning of the shloka. That is why I read from the 12th shloka. Bhadam Nidradaya. We know the meaning of the words and Anvaya and the shlokartha. And we have discussed in the class. So by reading the shloka, the arthaspurnam should happen. Then you can do the vichara of karaka of the shloka also. For example, since karaka we are doing, Swayam eva anubhutitvat hetu vidyate nanubhavyata ज्ञात्र ज्ञानांतर भावात अभावात ज्ञात्र ज्ञान अंतर अन्य अन्य ज्ञात्र अन्य ज्ञानम अभावात ज्ञात्र ज्ञानांतर अभावात अन्ये ज्ञात्र ज्ञाने अन्ययोः ज्ञात्र ज्ञानयोः अभावात एतो पंचमी अभावात आत्मा न ज्ञेयः न तु असत्तया एतो पंचमी and तृतीया that is also हेतु न तु असत्तया न तु अभावेन आत्मा अज्ञेयः not because it is not there न तु असत्तया असत्तया न ज्ञेयः अज्ञेयः अभावेन न अज्ञेयः आत्मनः भावः अस्ति आत्मनि भावे सर्वभावः आत्मनि आत्मभावे सर्वभावः आत्मभावे सर्वभावः तो तृतीया एतो तृतीया कारक analysis also can be done by reading the shloka. The arthaspurnam should happen. So not just reading and forgetting. That's why I just chanted from the 12th shloka. This was the last shloka which we saw. Yenedam, the beautiful shloka. Yena sarvam idam janate. By which everything, all this are known. Who is the karta? Karta we have to supply. Janate, Bhagavachanam. Manushyaha, that is supply. Yena, Manushyaha, by which sarvamidam janate, by which Manushyaha, by which they know these everything. Tat kena anyena janatam. Janatam. Janate Bhagavachanam. This is in the last class. Janate, janite, janate. Atmanipadi. Dhatu. Dhatu is Ubhayapadi. Janatam Lotlakara. Tat kena anyena janatam. That by which beings, human beings, know all these things. That by what he can know. Yena sakshya bhutena tat janatam. That is the Brihadaranyaka quote. Acharya has rephrased. येनेदं सर्वं विजानाति तं केन विजानीयात् विज्ञातारं वरे केन विजानीयात्. The Brihadaranyaka statement is rephrased. Second line you can see. Viज्ञातारं केन विद्यात्. First line. येनेदं सर्वं विजानाति तं केन विजानीयात् विज्ञातारं अरे केन विजानीयात् विज्ञातारं केन विद्यात्. शक्तं वेद्ये तु साधनं. साधनम् अंतःकरणं वेद्य विषये समर्थः समर्थम् अस्ति. अंतःकरणस्य अंतःकरणं शक्तं भवति समर्थः भवति वेद्ये विषये ज्ञातव्य विषये ज्ञान विषये. किन्तु आत्मा न तु विषयः अतः न ज्ञेय न तु विषयः अतः विषयत्वेन ज्ञातुं न शक्नोति. मनः अंतःकरणं विषयान् ज्ञातुं शक्नोति. आत्मा न तु विषयः अतः न शक्नोति. वेद्ये ज्ञातव्य विषये साधनम. The means for knowing is antakaranam. Without mind, how can we know? Indriyas are there, Indriyas will report. But the knowledge happens only in the antakaranam. Gatavritti, patavritti happens only in the antakaranam. The data collected by the sense organs, they are offered to the mind. The mind processes and the knowledge happens. So knowledge happens only in the buddhi. Knowledge doesn't happen in the antakaram, the indriya. So therefore, sadhanam bhavati, antakaranam sadhanam bhavati. Asadhanam is antakaranam. Sadhanam, karane, lut. Therefore it is antakaranam. Karana vyutpatti. Sadhyate anena iti sadhanam. That is why antakaranam. Mind is also called antakaranam. The word itself is antakaranam. It is karana vyutpatti. Sadhanam means sadhyate anena iti sadhanam. That by which sadhyate nyayate is known. That is antakaranam. So antakaranam vedye shaktam. Capable. It has the capability, ability. Samarthaha bhavati. But vijñātāram kena vijaniyāt. That by which antakaranam also is known. That antakaranam is known means that vrittis are known. To whom? That who will know. Kena vijaniyāt. Kopi na vijaniyāt. Jnatum na shakyate. Atma vishayatvena jnatum na shakyate. Antakaranena abhavati. Antakaranaha ashaktaha. Antakaranam ashaktam bhavati. Asamartam bhavati. Atma vishaye. That is why naiva vacha na manasa. Kathopanishad also says, Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. Antakaranam cannot objectify Atma. That as like any other Vishaya. That is the meaning. But Jnanam happens only in the Antakaranam. Even Atma Jnanam. Atma Jnanam is not a new Jnanam. That Ajnanam which is there in the Antakaranam, knocked off by Jnanam. Because in every Jnanam, Atma is there. But our focus is not on the Chaitanya Atma, Sakshi Chaitanyam. Our focus on the Jada Vritti, which comes to light in the presence of Chaitanyam. That is where our focus is. Therefore, we forget in every pratyaya, in every Bodha pratyaya, Bodham Pratividitam, we are much focused on the pratyaya. We forget the Bodha. Therefore, Bodham Pratividitam. That Bodha cannot be known as a vritti. It is not a vritti because it is you. Therefore, it cannot be known. Because it is not a vritti, therefore, it is not a subject matter for Antakhanam to objectify and therefore for knowing. Therefore, it is asamartaha. So, Antakhanam as a pramanam can operate only within its sphere. Atma doesn't come under its field. As Chakshu pramanam, eyes can see objects, but eye cannot see itself. So similarly, Antakaranam, which has its dependency on Sakshi Chaitanyam, in the presence of which Antakaranam is Antakaranam. Therefore, how can Antakaranam know Atma? How can I see I? Not possible. Eyes are operative in the presence of Chaitanyam. Eyes cannot know Chaitanyam. It is not Vishaya. It is not Chakshusha Vishaya. Similarly, it is not Sparsha Vishaya. It is not Shrotra Vishaya. It is not Vishaya of any Indriyas, not Vishaya of Antakaranam also. Even with regard to Indriya itself, eyes cannot see eyes. You can touch the flower, but you cannot touch the tip of your finger by the tip of the finger. Not possible. When that is so, then what to talk of Atma? Pramanam cannot know Pramanam. Pramana can engage in the particular field, but it cannot engage in the field of the very Pramata. That in the presence of everything is known. That cannot be, that in the presence of which every Pramana operates, that cannot be known by a Pramana. So Pramanam is, Antakaranam as a Pramana is incapable of operating in the Prameya Vishaya, Atma Vishaya. Prameya Vishaye Vedye Shaktam. Prameya Vishaye Vedye Shaktam. That Prameya Vishaya is other than Atma, Jada, Gnatavya Vishaye. But Atma is not a Vishaya. It is Abhishaya always. Cannot be known as an object. Gnatavya Vishaye Sadhanam Antakaranam Shaktam. Shaktam Bhavati. Shaktam Bhavati. Samartha Bhavati. Gnatavya Vishaye. Atma Vishaye, no. Because Atma is the Adhishtanam for all the Brahmanas. Sakshi Chaitanyam is what handles all the Pramana. It cannot be known by any other Pramana. Therefore, Vedye Shaktam Gnata Vivishe Sadhanam Antakaranam Atma Vishaye Na. Therefore, Naiva Vacha Namanasa Ityadi Shutehe Swasyapi Gneyatve Kartar Karmatva Virodhacha Iti Bhavaha. Iti we saw in the last class. That is Karma Kartritva Virodha Cha Iti Bhavaha. If Antakaranam can know Atma, then what will happen? Antakaranam is the karma as well as it is the karta. It is contradictory. Antakaranam is jnata. It becomes jnata because it can know Atma. And Antakaranam becomes Karma also. Drishyadi vrittaya sakshi. It is in the presence of Sakshi Chaitanyam, it is Drishyaha vritti. Vrittayaha Drishyaha bhavanti. So it is contradictory. So therefore, Jnatari Atmani Sati Saptami. Jnatari Atmani Antakarnam Samartham Shaktam na bhavati. Jnatavya Vishe Shaktam bhavati. Natu Jnatari Atmani. That is the last line of the Tika. Jnatavya Vishaye Antakarnam Shaktam Samartham bhavati. Natu Jnatari Atmani. Not Sati Saptami, Vishe Saptami. Kshamita. Vishe Saptami. With regard to the Atma, the knower Atma, Jnatari, Atma is a knower. It is just a knower. It cannot be the known. Atma is always a knower, cannot be known. Therefore, there is no karma karta virodha. Whereas Antakaranam is, if Antakaranam can know Atma, then it will contradict karma kartrutva virodha. There will be contradiction. Antakaranam enjoying the status of being a karma, the object for Sakshi Chaitanyam. At the same time, karta for knower of Atma. How can it be? It is contradictory. Karma kartrutva virodha chaiti bhavaha ataha sadhanam antakaranam jnatari atmani vishaye samartham na bhavati. Jnatari atmani is Vishe Saptami. Please note, it is Vishe Saptami. I didn't see the previous line. Jnatari atmani is Vishe Saptami. If it is Sati Saptami, then Jnatari atmani in other context would be Sati Saptami, but not here. Because Jnatavya Vishaye is very clearly says Jnatavya Vishaye, Vedya is Jnatavya Vishaye. Vedya Jnatavya Vishaye, Sadhanam, that is Antakarnam, Shaktam, Samartham Bhavati. Shaktam is equal to Samartham. But Jnatari Atmani Vishaye, with regard to Atma Vishaya, with regard to Atma, the knower, Antakarnam, Shaktam na Bhavati. It is Vishay Saptami. Saptami, there are many. Vishay Saptami, Sati Saptami, Parasaptami, Nimitta Saptami, Adhikana Saptami. Adhikana itself, there are many. Saptamis are there. Adhara, Upasvesha, Ityadi. Sati Saptami, in other places we have seen, but this is not Sati Saptami, Vishay Saptami. Up to this we have seen. It's a beautiful shloka. Rephrased, the author has rephrased Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Now the next shloka which we have to see, which I think we read in the last class, we have to see the meaning. Let us read 18th shloka. Saveti vedyam tat sarvam nanyastasyasti vedita.
Saveti
Saveti
sarvam
sarvam
nanyastasyasti
vedita.
vedita.
Vidita, then Avagraha, I told in the last class. Vidita, yam tat pratak bodhasvarupakam.
Vidita
Vidita
yam
viditam tat
bodhasvarupakam.
bodhasvarupakam.
Svarupakam, swarte kaprataya. Kaprataya is samasanta prataya. Swarte kap, not CUP cup, cup. Kap, pakara is italat, kaprataya. Saveti, there is no saveti. Sahaveti. This is how in the original manuscript will be. There will not be space between the words in the manuscript. We need to understand, because space is also a punctuation. Therefore, we need to understand that those are individual words. Even space is not there in Sanskritam. It's also punctuation. What is space? We have avasana. Viramaha avasanam. Avasanam in terms of speaking. When you speak, there is avasana, there is pause. And the pause is indicated or the pause are allowed, that which is the pause which is allowed is indicated by space in English. But in Sanskritam, we don't have even space. If there is pause, then Sandhi will not happen. The pause is more than half a matra. So Saveti, here Saveti, Sandhi has happened. Saha Veti, Visargasya, Lopaha, Sulopo, Akoho, Anant Samase Ali. By that, Visargasya, Su, not Visarga, even Su becomes Lopaha, not Visarga. Su Lopa. So when you split, Sahaveti, there is no Saveti, Saveti, there is no such word. Saveti, Sahaveti, Sahajanati. Simple. Sahajanati. Sahajanati. Tat sarvam is there. Tat sarvam janati. Tat sarvam veti. Saha tat sarvam veti. What is this Saha? Saha is Atma. That is Vedyam, Natavyam, that which should be known. Vididatu, Kritya, Vedyam, Vedyam Vididatu, Ruhaloho Nyat. Therefore, Vedyam, Saha Atma Vedyam. That Atma should be known. That Sarvam Veti, Sarvam Janati. Saha Atma Yat Vedyam, Tat Sarvam Veti, Sarvam Janati. Sakshi Chaitanyam, it illumines everything. Tat Sarvam Veti. It knows everything. How? A pot is there, Gata is there, Gata gives Gata Vritti. Gata is there, and therefore there is a corresponding Vritti in the Buddhi, the Antakaranam, Gata Vritti. Therefore known. So Gata, Gata Vritti, Pata, Pata Vritti, corresponding Vritti occurs in the mind. And that is how the objects are known. Atma Veti, Sarvam Veti. Fire burns, Agnihi Dagati. But Agnihi Dagati is, if you analyze Agnihi Dagati, fire burns. As though fire does the job of burning action. Fire is burn. It burns only. What else it can do? It is a swarupa. It is upacharikam. Fire burns. Light shines. Light is shining only. There is no dark light. Light shines. Light doesn't do the kriya of shining. Light means it has to shine. It should be glowing one. Suryaha prakashate. Surya is prakashate only. What else it could be? It is Surya is not doing a kriya of prakashanam. It is its swarupa. But we use in the language. Suryaha prakashate. Agnihi dagati. That is upacharikam. What I mean is that fire doesn't have kartrutvam. Does fire have kartrutvam? I am the burner. Fire burns. Doesn't have kartrutvam. Suryaha prakashate. Kartrutvam. That is burning is not an action. There is no choice or will on the part of that to do that particular action because it is a swarupa of that. Similarly, Sakshi Chaitanyam, Sakshi Atma. Sakshi Atma Sarvam Veti, it illumines everything. It means that does Atma do action of illumination? No, it is a swarupa of the Atma, nature of the Atma. Atmanava swarupam. Therefore, Veti, Janati, Veti. That is the nature of Atma, nature of Sakshi Chaitanya. Thoughts arise in the Antakaranam and thought disappear, exist, all illumined by Sakshi Chaitanya. This is Sakshi Chaitanyam illumines. Sakshi Chaitanyam being there, thoughts arise and it stays there for some time and then goes away. Sakshi Chaitanyam without being the Karta, just it illumines. It illumines the entire world. Idam Sarvam, Jagat, Veti. It illumines. Therefore, illumination is not the action on the part of Sakshi Chaitanya. Therefore, this this the knowing, it's not an action on the part of Sakshi Chaitanya. The Veti, the word is Veti. So one may think Atma knows, therefore it becomes a knower. The Atma is not the knower, it is only Upacharikam. So therefore, the status of being a knower, Vetatvam Nasti Atmanaha. Therefore, when Atma itself is not the knower, how can Atma have another one which can know Atma? How can there be a knower which can know Atma when Atma itself is not the knower? Therefore, that's what he says here. Na anyaha tasya asti vedita. Anya vedita nasti tasya atmanaha. Atmanaha anya vedita nasti. Atma sarvam janati. Yat atma, that is vedyam nyayam, that should be known, tatu sarvam janati. That is the first quarter. Tasya atmanaha, tasya sakshibhutasya atmanaha anya jnata, anya vedita, kashchana vedita nasti. There cannot be a vedita, veditru, the knower of the atma, because atma is the ultimate knower. To become an object of knowledge, a thing has to undergo change. For atma to become an object of knowledge for anya vedita, it must undergo some vikara change. Atma is avikari atma. Avikari, avinashi atma, it is purnam, shashvataha, puranaha, ayam atma, avyayaha atma. How can it then become an object of knowledge for anya vedita? Therefore, anya vedita, therefore not possible. Therefore, anya vedita itself is not there. Therefore, atma is the ultimate knower. There cannot be knower of atma. The Jada Vastus are known to Atma. Why? Because Jada Vastus are Vikari. Body undergoes changes, subject to change. Antakarnam undergoes changes. Every Vastu in the world undergoes changes. They are Vikari. Therefore, they can become the object of knowledge. They are illumined by Sakshi Chaitanyam. Even the Jadatvam also. All the Vastus are Jada, they undergo change, therefore known. The Vritti is also Jadam. But the Jadatvam of the Vritti, how do we know? We have no occasion to know directly the Jadatvam of the Vritti. Vritti is also Jadam. But how do we know? If we know, then there is no problem, but we don't know. Vritti is also Bhutakaryam only. Vritti is also Panchabhutakaryam. It is also Jada. The problem is it is Sukshma Jada. It is Sukshma Jada. Everything else in the Jagat, what we see there, Stula Jada. So Stula Jada undergoes Vikara, that is so obvious, therefore, we know it has Jada. But it's difficult for us to know, to appreciate that the vritti is also Jada. Thoughts also Jada. We are so obsessed with the thoughts that we give reality to the thoughts. So whatever thoughts it is, so that we identify with. Therefore, the problem is anger is a thought. Therefore, I become angry. When you objectively look at anger, that anger is just a thought. It is Jada. I am not Jada. That one knows. Anger is a Jada. Everything is a Jada. Every emotion is a Jada. Vritti, the form of Vritti. That is Jadam only. So it can be known only through, one can appreciate Jadatvam of the Vritti only through Anumanam. How do we say? Because The vrittis are known, therefore they are object. Because they are object, they cannot be me. They cannot be me. There must be a knower of the vritti, that is Atma, that is me, that doesn't have a knower. So that is me, which knows everything, and that is doesn't have a knower. Therefore, Saha Atma, that's yet sarvam janati, tasya anyavedita nasti, Saha Atma aham asmi. So aham the pramata, ultimate pramartha. Aham the ultimate pramata, therefore the aham the Sakshi Chaitanyam do not have a pramata. Do not have an anya pramata. The Antakarnam, the Chidabhasa is pramata. It is pramata not of the Atma. It is pramata with regard to knowing the vastu, the objects of the world. Therefore he says, Vidita Viditabhyam. Vidita Viditabhyam. Vidita which is known. Avidita which is not known. Viditam cha, Viditam cha. Vidita Viditau Tabhyam. Vidita Viditabhyam. So Vidita, Avidita, the vastus, the objects can be classified into these two. As we saw in Kenopanishad. Anya deva tad vidita dato avidita dadi. Vidita that which is known. Avidita that which is not known. So all objects can be classified either as viditam or aviditam. It can be either viditam or aviditam. Both is not there for Atma. Atma is not viditam. If it is viditam, then it is not Atma. Vijnatam avijanatam avijnatam vijanatam. Kenopanishad we saw. So Atma is not vidita, and it is avidita now. Later it will become vidita. That also cannot be. That which is avidita can become vidita later. Objects which are not known now can be known later, possible by sharpening our indriya, by sharpening the pramana, possible later. Atma is therefore different. Vidita viditabhyam tat saha atma prataka, and its nature is bodha swarupa, swarupakam, jnana swarupam. It is of the nature of bodha. Bodha eva swarupam yasya. It's a compound. Bodha swarupaka. So bodha eva swarupaha, bodha swarupaha. Then kapratyaya. Swarte cup also is a, but yes, sorry, it is not Swarte cup because we can make a compound. Bodha and Swarupa is a, it qualifies the Tatu, that is Atma. Bodha Swarupaha Atma. Bodhaha Swarupaha Yasya Atmanaha Saha Bodha Swarupaha. It's a Bahurigi compound. And the Kapratyaya is at Samasanta Pratyaya. Bodhaha Swarupaha, Bodhaha, knowledge, Jnanam, that is the Swarupa of which. That is Bodha Swarupaha, Jnana Swarupaha. Therefore, Atma is Jnana Swarupaha. It is Nyapti Rupaha, Nyapti Swarupaha. Therefore, Bodha Swarupakam, Tat Bodha Swarupakam, Saha Atma Bodha Swarupaha. Therefore, Bodha Swarupaha, it is a very subject, cannot become an object. Therefore, there is no karma kartrita virodha with regard to Atma. As we saw in the previous shloka. Karma kartrita virodha for there if for Antakaranam. If it can know Atma, but it cannot. Atma is always a knower, cannot become the known. Vidita aviditabhyam anyat pratak. The Acharya rephrases the Kenopanishad Vakya. Anyadeva vidita rato avidita dadi. And the first line of the sentence is from the Shveta Shvataropanishad. Sahaveti Vedyam Nachatasyasti Veta. Savakya from the Kenopanishad that Acharya rephrased. The Naishkarmya Siddhi, Acharya says, Atma is avikriyaha. Nishkarma. Atma is Nishkarma. Nishkarmanah bhavaha nishkarmyam means Atma is avikriyaha. Vikriya ragitaha. Avikriyatmakaha Atma. Atma is avikriyatmakaha. Avikriyatmakaha, then what is Atma? It is Jnana Swarupaha. Atma is Jnana Swarupaha, not subject to change. That which is Viditam and Aviditam, they are Vastu, they are objects, they are subject to change. I use the word Vastu meaning objects. Vastu is very confusing word. Sometimes Vastu, the word is used to refer to Atma. That's why I say Vastus are objects. Objects. Vidita, Vidita, Abhyam, Vidita, that which is known referring to the object. Avidita, that not known referring to the object. Unknown objects, known objects. Different from that. Prataka. Objects which are known or which are known or that which is not known will come to knowledge later. All these are Vikriyatmakaha, subject to change, Vikari. So therefore, they are available for knowing, for the knower. Whereas Atma is Avikriyatmaka, it is Bodha Swarupaha. Therefore, it cannot be known, it cannot have a Veta, Vedita Nasti, Anya Vedita Nasti iti. Now the Tika. Atmanaha Svaprakashatve eva Saveti Vedyam Nachatasyati Veta. It is Shveta Shvatara Upanishad. Third chapter, 19th mantra. Anya Devata Vidita Dato Vidita Dadi. That is Kena Upanishad. Iti Vakya Dvayam api Pramanam iti. These two Vakyas are the Pramanam iti. Atmanaha Svaprakashatve. Atma is Svaprakashaha. It doesn't have apeksha on anything else. That is Svaprakashatvam. Doesn't have dependency on anything else for its shining. Swaprakashaha. We can say Swaprakasha only for Atma. We can say relatively Swaprakasha for Surya, etc. Swaprakasha. That is relative. But Atma is the Swaprakasha. What is Swaprakashatam? We have seen before, the definition. Swa itara aprakashyatve sati svetara sarva prakashakatvam. Swa itara aprakashyatve sati. It is not illuminated by anything other than itself, but it illumines everything. Svetara sarva prakashakatvam suprakashakatvam. That is Atma. Atmana suprakashatve. Saha Atma. Saha Vedyam Saha Veti. Nacha tasya Veta asti. Rearrange the words of the sentence, makes clear. Saha Vedyam. Vedyam Saha. Vedyam is Nyayam. That which is should be known. Vedyam Atma Veti. Sarvam Veti. Tasya Veta Nasti. Na Asti Nasti. Anya Devadat Vidita Dato Vidita Daditi Vakya Dvayam. Two Vakyas Pramanam Manvanaha. Manvanaha is the one to consider. Manvanaha, Shanach, Manvanaha. Tad Vakya Dvayam, the two Vakya Artataha Patati. They study the Vakya with the meaning Saveti iti. Sa Atma Yat Saha Atma. Space is not there. You have to solve space. Saha, there is no Atma here. Sa Atma Yat Vedyam Tat. You have to make like that. Otherwise, what will happen? Atma Yad Vedyam. What is it? Yad Vedyam. Atma here. Atma is not like Rama Shabda. Ramaya. There is no Atma here. Atma Yat. Saha Atma Yat Vedyam Tat Sarvam Vedyam Veti. Tat Sarvam Veti. Vedyam connect with Saha. Vedyam that is which we know, that is Atma. Yat Vedyam Tat Sarvam Veti. Yat Vedyam Tat Sarvam Atma Veti. Tasya Atmanaha Vidita Jnata Anyaha Nasti. There is no another knower for the Atma. Therefore, what is that? Tat bodha swarupakam Brahma. Swarupakam tat. Therefore, Acharya here uses Napumsakalinga tat. Tat pratak bodha swarupakam. Tat pratak bodha. Tat the word is separate. There's no compound. Vidita viditabhyam tat pratak bhavati. That is different from that. Then bodha swarupakam. Tat napumsakalinga. Therefore, Achatikakara says Brahma. Therefore, Atma is Brahma. Brahma is Atma. There is no difference between the two. Brahmatma, which is bodha swarupakam. Vidita viditabhyam. Viditam. Acharya Tikakara gives a meaning. Jnanena vishayikritam. That is viditam. Subject of knowledge. It can be known, object of knowledge. Aviditam ajnanena avrutam. That which is covered by ajnana. For if you scrap the ajnana, it will come to known later. So aviditam. Tabhyam pratak. Different from that. Pratak vilakshanam. Pratak is vilakshanam. Different. That is bodha swarupatvat eva ityartaha. Bodha swarupatvat, because it is of the nature of bodha knowledge. Therefore, it is different from vidita and avidita. Eto panchami bodha swarupatvat. Bodha swarupatvat. Bodha swarupatvam. Tasya bhavaha bodha swarupatvat. Bodha swarupaha. Tasya bhavaha bodha swarupatvam. Tasmat bodha swarupatvat. Bodha eva swarupaha yasya atmana saha bodha swarupaha. Or bodhasya swarupaha, you can say. Bodha swarupaha. Tasya bhavaha bodha swarupatvam. Tasmat bodha swarupatvat. Eto panchami. Ataha vidita vidabhyam prataka bhavati anyata bhavati atma. Iti. The next shloka, 19th, let us read. Bodhepyanubhavo yasya na katanchana jayate.
बुद्धिर्यनुभवो यस्य न कथञ्चन जायते
Tam katam bodhayet shastram loshtam narasamakritim.
Tam
कथं
katam
बोधयेत् शास्त्रं लोष्टं
narasamakritam.
I just put the sandhi. Shastram. What sandhi? Bodhayet shastram. Chatto sandhi. Shascho. Ami. Tatkatam bodhayet shastram. Loshtam narasamakritim. Okay. Atma vidita vidabhyam vilakshanaha atma. That is said before. Therefore, na anubhuyate. Therefore, it is not known. That's what it says. Na katanchana yasya anubhavaha kasya. Yasya, the pronoun is used. It means it is referring to that which is discussed before. Yasya referring to atmanaha. Bodhe. Bodha. Bodha is not Tamil Bodha. Bodhe, knowledge. Bodhe. Saptami. Bodhe. Bodhe api. Bodhe api. Jnate api. Anubhava yasya, that is atmanaha. Anubhavaha yasya atmanaha na katanchana jayate. Yasya anubhavaha na katanchana. Yasya referring to, yasya not referring to atma. Yasya jayate na katanchana jayate. Katanchana referring to anubhava. Na katanchana anubhavaha. Chana is chana. Katanchana is chana pratyaya. Katanchana can be added to katam also. Kim also we saw. Kinchana. Srilinga also. Kachana like that. Here katam also we can add chana pratyaya. Katanchana. Yasya referring to for one, not for atma. Sorry, it is because na jayate katanchana for no one na jayate yasya. Yasya is referred to in the second line. Who is that yasya? Yaha, that we will see. Anubhavaha is there. Anubhavaha, katanchana anubhavaha. You have to read a shloka 2 or 3 times to understand the meaning. Yes, anubhavaha, katanchana anubhavaha na jayate. Yes, yeah. For whom there is no experience. No experience. Bodhe. Bodhe is, even though it is bodhe, even though it is known, but bodhe, Vishaya Saptami. Bodhe, Atmani, Vishaye, Bodhe, Vishaye, there is no Anubhava. Yes, yeah. Bodhe, na, Bodhe, Vishaye, Bodhe, Vishaya Saptami. Bodhe api, Atmani Bodhe api, to supply Atmani. Atmani Bodhe api. Bodhe api Atmani. Bodhe api Atmani. Yasya katanchana anubhavaha na jayate. Atma anubhavaha na jayate. Bodhe api Atma. Even though Atma is Bodhe, it is known, but kasyapi anubhavaha na jayate. Atma anubhavaha na jayate. There is no experience of Atma. The person may say like that. Tam, to that person, Shastram katam bodhayet. How can the Shastra teach that person? To that person. So now this you can see Yasya and Saha connection. Tam, second line. Yasya katanchana bodhe api atma yasya katanchana anubhavaha na jayate atma anubhavaha. Tam, to that person, Shastram katam bodhayet. How can the Shastra teach? And the tam also qualified by the two words. Narasamakritim loshtam. Acharya uses very strong word. He is only a human being, needs the form only human being. But he is a loshta. Loshta means nothing but it's a clay. It means he doesn't have buddhi. Murkaha, that's what Acharya says. Narasamakritim in form is a human being, but he is just a loshta. He is just a clay. Just a clay means its clay is not a prashamsa vachanam. It's just a clay. So he's just a murka. He just a clay means he has clay in his head. Murka. Tam shastram katam bodhait. How can the Shastra teach him? Today's idea is the person has listened to Shastra. Shastram reveals Brahma, Brahmatma. And it is ever evident, ever experienced it is. If the student says, I know yes, I understand what the Shastra says. But how to experience that Brahma? I understand what the Shastra says. Shastra reveals Brahma as the ever evident, self-evident Atma. But how to experience that Brahmatma? The knowledge is there. Brahma is ever evident. Then how the knowledge of Atma is gained. But how to experience that Atma? I want to experience the ever experienced Brahma. This is a peculiar problem. Because the orientation is we want to experience that we know. But in the case of Atma, it is not like that. It is because of which every experience is possible. So, in case of other things, first is knowledge and then experience. In the case of other things, any vastu, the vastu is known and then it is experienced. But here, experience is there and then it is known. That's the difference. Experience means in every experience, Atma is there. Then Shastram comes, what Atma Shastram reveals. So because of the general orientation is knowing followed by experiencing. That same thing the student applies with regard to Atma. Now Atma he knows because studied Shastram. Now how to experience Atma? Here Vidyaranya Muni compares such a student, such a human, such a person is nothing but clay. Bodhe api, even though Bodhe api, even though understood, even though revealed by the Shastram, Brahma is ever evident, self-evident Atma iti. Tasya anubhavaha, yasya, tasya atmana anubhavaha, yasya na jayate. The person doesn't get anubhava. He doesn't direct, you know, he doesn't have, the teaching is direct, but he doesn't have the doesn't have aproksha jnanam. Doesn't have aproksha jnanam. Therefore, Atma is always aproksha. Atma is Satyam Jnanam Ananta Brahma. It is the very Swarupa of the noble. Because it doesn't have aproksha jnanam, therefore, it doesn't have aproksha jnanam means it doesn't, when the Shastra being a Pramanam, when it is operated, it gives knowledge directly. It gives direct knowledge because Shastram is a Pramana, but the student doesn't know it directly. Even though Upadesha is given, Upadesha revealing the Atma, it should be aproksha. The knowledge should take place as aproksha. But the problem is the student connects with the paroksha, because that is orientation. Everything is paroksha and then it is known. So Atma is ever aparoksha. It is not, does not become aparoksha, it is ever aparoksha, because it is oneself. That is that is that aparoksha Atma alone, the Shastra teacher, the teacher teaches, Upadesha is with regard to aparoksha Atma, Nitya aparoksha Atma. But that Nitya aparoksha Atma is known as, is understood as paroksha. Therefore, the question comes, when will I experience that paroksha Atma? So that becomes aparoksha. That's a wrong understanding, wrong orientation. Atma is ever aparoksha. You cannot make it aparoksha. If it is paroksha, you can make it aparoksha. But it is ever aparoksha. Because he has got aparoksha jnanam, because he has got paroksha jnanam, now you want to make it aparoksha. Therefore, he hunts, he seeks for experience of Atma. Therefore, bodhe api means paroksha jnane api. Atma, which is aparoksha, but he understands it as paroksha. Therefore, bodhe api anubhavaha na jayate iti, the person complains. Even though I know Atma, but there is no experience of Atma. Therefore, he says, Atma is of the nature of Bodha Swarupa. Yasya referring to Yasya Mandasya, is Mandabuddhi. Yasya Mandasya Katanchana Anubhava na jayate. Tasya Tam, that person, Shastram Katam Bodhayet. How can Shastram make him know? Because he has made the Aparoksha Brahma to be Paroksha. Now we want to know the Paroksha, Aparoksha Brahma. Atma is ever Aparoksha. He understood it as Paroksha. How to make him know now? Shastram, how can Shastram or Guru, Katam Tam Bodhayet? And Sureshwara Acharya, Vidyaranya Muni uses very strong words. Tam Shishyam Vidyarthinam Saha Vidyarthi Kidrishaha Narasamakritihi is a loshtaha, a lump of clay. Is just a lump of clay. Narasamakritim, Narenas Sama Narasama. Narena Sama Narasama Akritihi Yasya. Saha Narasamakritihi. Tam is a loshta, just a lump of clay. Tam Shastram Katam Bodhayet. How can Shastra teach? Not only Shastra, even Bhagavan cannot teach. Bhagavan is also helpless. Therefore, tam Katam Bodhayet means Aksheparte Prashanna. That person cannot be made to understand this Atma, because it is oneself. Therefore, it can be known as an object. if he continues to struggle, his struggle will be a continuous struggle. He has to continuously struggle to know Atma, Atma Anubhava, special Atma Anubhava, Vishesha Atma Anubhava, Kadapi na Jayate Vanda Buddhehe. Yes. Yasya is Vanda Buddhehe. Therefore, that person is Sutaram Murkaha Eva. He may come to conclusion, Atma Nasti iti. Jnana Swarupaha Atma na Anubhuyate Maya, Ataha Atma Nasti iti. Yaha Vadati, Yaha Manyate Saha, Murkaha, Nitaram Murkaha. Tesham Murkanam Shastram Katam Bodhayitum Shaknoti. Na Narasamakritim Loshtam Tam Shastram Katam Bodhayet Bodhayitum Na Shaknoti. Iti Vidyaranya Muni says, using strong words, Murkaha iti. Instead of saying Murkaha, he says, it's just a human being in a form only. Akriti is form. In form, he is a human being, but he is a Loshta. Narena Sama, Narasama, Tritiya Tat Purusha. Narasama Akriti Yasya Saha, Bhagavri Samasa. Tika. Nanu, Vidita Viditabhyam, Vidita Viditat. Iti, sorry, Vidita Atiriktaha. Other than Bodhaha, previously said Vidita Viditabhyam Anyat. So therefore different from known and different from unknown. Atiriktaha, different. Vilakshanaha. That Bodhaha, Atma, na Anubhuyate. It is not Anubhuyate, it is not experienced. Iti Ashankya, if one has this doubt. Vidita Visheshanasya Vedanasya Eva Bodhaswarupatvat Tat Anubhava Abhave Viditasya Api Anubhava Abhava Prasangat Bodha Anubhavaha Avashyam Angikartavyaha iti Sopahasam Aha. Sopahasam means Sopahasam Upasahasena Aha. Yasya mandasya bodhe api gatadis purana rupe api anubhavaha sakshatkaraha katanchana katamapi na jayate na utpatete tam narasamakritim narasamakaram loshtam loshtavat jadam manusyam katam shastram katam bodhayet na katam api bodhayet ityartah. Vidita adiriktaha atma bodhaha nanubhuyate iti ashankya. Doubting this, atma is not anubhuyate, not experienced. Vidita visheshanasya vedanasya eva bodha swarupatvat. It is a swarupa. Vidita visheshanasya vedanasya bodha swarupatvat. It is the knower of the Vidita visheshanasya vedanasya. A thing, an object is known. Known means who is the knower. Knower must be the Vedanasya, Vedanam, Vedana Kriya. Vedana Kriya, Vedanasya. That Atma is Bodha Swarupatvat. Therefore, it is not available for Anubhava. Anubhava Abhave Vidita Visheshanasya Vedanasya Eva. Viditasya Api Anubhava Abhava Prasangat. Bodha Anubhavaha Avashyam Angikartavyaha iti. When an object is known, that by which object is known, that also must be known. If you say Angikartavyaha, Viditasya api Anubhava Abhava Prasangat Bodha Anubhavaha Avashyam Angikartavyaha. Okay. Iti. That is, here it is Viditasya api Anubhava Prasangat. Vidita, the two things are taken. With regard to known, Viditam, there is Bodha, that object comes to knowledge in the presence of Atma. That which is not Vidita, Viditasya api. Anubhava bhava. Anubhava bhava prasangat. Anubhava abhava prasangat. Kshamitam. Anubhava abhava prasangat. तस्यापि बोध अनुभव अवश्यम् अंगीकर्तव्यः इति सोपहासम् आह. Upasahasam is hasa. It is, he says, it is asyam, it is joke. Upahasam. Upahasam is jokingly. Sopahasam aha. Bodhe api iti. Yasya mandasya bodhe api gatadi spurna rupe api anubhavaha. Mandasya manda buddhehe gatadi spurna rupe api anubhavaha. Gatadi etc. Their anubhavaha is there. Sakshatkaraha katanchana katamapi na jayate. Bodhe api gatadi spurna rupe api anubhavaha. साक्षात्कारः कथंचन कथमपि न जायते न उत्पद्यते. यस्य मंदस्य, यस्य is mandasya, acharya says mandasya manda buddhehe. Even though for the manda buddhi a vastu is known, a thing is known. Gatadi swarupa spurna rupe, gatadi spurna rupe, there is a spurnam of gata etc. Bodhe, with regard to bodha, with regard to atma, sakshatkaraha anubhavaha sakshatkaraha katanchana na jayate na utpadyate. That person, tam narasama kritim, narasama akaram, loshtam loshtavat jadam. Like a loshta is a jadam. Tam manusyam shastram katam bodhayet, na katamapi bodhayitum na shaknoti. Katamapi bodhayitum na shaknoti iti. The first part of the line, the second point that to read again to understand that I will say in the next class. That is viditasya api anubhava abhava prasangat. That to check again. Bodha anubhava avashyam angikartavyaha. That we will see in the next class. That line. I have to think what he says. Okay, that part I leave it. We'll see that in the next class. Second part, that is yasamandasya. That is very. That I think it's clear. Yasamandasya bodhe api in knowing. For knowledge, yasamandasya gatadis puranam happens for the person. Gatadis purane api anubhavaha. With regard to gata etc., there is anubhavaha. But sakshatkaraha, anubhavaha sakshatkaraha asti gatadis purane. But with regard to bodhe vishaye katanchana, that is katamapi na jayate. Sakshatkaraha katamapi na jayate. With regard to gata etc., there is anubhava is there, but sakshatkara is not there with regard to bodha atma. Gatadispurane bodhe api bodhe api gatadispurane api anubhavaha. Gatadispurana anubhavaha asti. Whereas sakshatkaraha bodha sakshatkaraha na bodha sakshatkaraha gatadispurane anubhave jate api bodhe api gatadispurane anubhave. When there is puranam of gatadi etc., anubhava of gatadi etc., atmana sakshatkaraha katanjana na jayate. Atma sakshatkara, that is anubhava of atma is not there, na utpadyate. If the person says, then that person is narasamakritihi loshtaha, loshtavat jadam eva iti. Tam shastram katam bodhayet, na bodhayitum shaknoti iti artaha. Okay, in some book, bodha is given. Some book, bodhe. I think bodhe is correct. So, second line, yasya mandasya gatadispurane bodhe anubhavaha. That is one line. There is gatadispuranam bodhe gatadispurane anubhavaha. In knowing the gata etc., with regard to the knowledge of gata etc., there is anubhavaha. Then Sakshatkaraha is referring to Atma. Sakshatkaraha katamapi na jayate. But there is no anubhava of the Sakshatkara. Sakshatkara means Atma. Sakshatkaraha katanchana katamapi na jayate. Anubhavaha katamapi na jayate. That is the meaning. Anubhavaha. Anubhavaha is, sorry. Anubhavaha is equal to Sakshatkara. We have to take like that. Gatadis Purane Bodhe. Gatadis Purane Bodhe. Bodhe is Gatadis Purane Jate. Knowing the Gatadi, etc. Anubhave Sakshat. Anubhavaha Sakshatkaraha. Anubhava is equal to Sakshatkaraha. So, Anubhavaha in the Shloka as well as the Tikakara says, Anubhavaha is equal to Sakshatkaraha. Sakshatkara is not Sakshatkara referring to Atma here. Sakshatkara means Anubhavaha. You have to take it as Anubhava, experience. Experience of Gata, etc. is there in knowing the Gata, etc. Experience of Gata, etc. is there in knowing the Gata, etc. So there is experience of Gata and there is knowledge of the Gata. Katanchana katamapi na jayate udpadyate. That is that we have to understand. Na jayate, katanchana jayate. What? That anubhava of the Atma. Atmanaha sakshatkaraha. Atmanaha anubhavaha. In knowing the Gata, in the experience of Gata, there is no Atma sakshatkara. Atma is not known. Gata is also only known. So in the experience of Gata, there is knowledge of Gata. But there is no knowledge of Atma. Iti, the person says, there is no experience of Atma, there is no knowledge of Atma, therefore there is no experience of Atma. There is knowledge of Gatadi, etc., therefore there is Anubhava of Gatadi, etc. There is no knowledge of Atma, there is no experience of Atma, therefore there is no experience of Atma, therefore there is no Atma. Because Atma is not there, he says. Why? Because Atma is not experienced. Gata, etc., they are experienced. Experience is preceded by the knowledge of the Gata, etc. So Gata is Purane, Anubhave, Jate. So Gata, etc., are experience. That experience preceded by knowledge. So knowledge precedes experience with regard to the objects of the world. So in knowing the Gata and then experiencing it, there is no experience of Atma. Katanchana Anubhavaha, Atma Anubhavaha na jayate, if a person says. That is the meaning. Okay. Tika, you have to understand second line like that. That person is like a Loshta, because if he doesn't understand in every experience that Atma is there, in every experience in Atma is there. So, Bodhe api Anubhavaha. Anubhavaha, experience in every knowledge, in every knowing, there is experience. That is the shloka. Bodhe api Anubhavaha. In every knowing, there is experience of the object. The same thing extends to Atma. To that person, Shastram cannot teach, because with regard to Shastram, experience precedes knowledge. Experience precedes knowledge. Experience first and then knowledge. Because there is confusion with regard to the Atma. It is oneself, it is not known, but experience is there, whether you know Atma or not. Experience will be there, experience of objects will be there. Experience of objects doesn't require the knowledge of Atma, whether you know Atma or not. The objects are experienced. It means that Atma must be your Swarupa. It is not a separate experience. That Atma you don't know. That's why Ajnanam. Bhanamba Abhanamba. Bhane api Ajnanam. Bhane api Abhanam eva, as we saw before. So therefore, no knowledge of Atma is required for experience of objects. Objects are experienced irrespective of the knowledge, irrespective of whether you know Atma or not. Objects are going to be experienced only because Atma is going to eliminate all the objects and therefore objects come to experience. Therefore, there is no need for the knowledge of Atma for objects to be known. Therefore, when objects are known, objects are experienced. What about the experience of Atma? Na jayate. If a person knows, that person is exceedingly full. Murkaha, nitaram murkaha, tasya shastram katam bodhayet, bodhayitum na shaknoti. That is the meaning. We'll continue next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidham Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavadah.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಶರಣಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಶರಣ್ಜಿ.